Yo, what's good, everybody? This is episode 116 of the Streamer's Paradise podcast. I'm Hazy. We got Clutch and Bo. What's good, boys?
Hey, what's good, fellas?
What
I
we
hear the
up to?
letdown. I hear the letdown.
We talked about it. We talked about this fight for 7 months. I was so excited. I actually recorded. We were gonna record our reactions. I'm really glad that we didn't sit down.
I was actually thinking that today. I was like not that I regret not doing it. I was just like so glad we didn't do it because it would have been like such a waste of time.
Oh my god, for
It
real.
would've-
You saw me upset the whole time. That's what you saw me.
It would have been stupid. We talked about how the possibility of us seeing the cream of the crop movement from Tyson in those videos, and then we showed what he looked like in the open workout, and then what he looked like in Roy Jones versus Tyson. He looked terrible, and I don't know if it was by design or if he just old.
I don't think he looked terrible. I think it was by design. I really do. Been reading the rules and he didn't really make money if he won.
How do you
if he won
figure?
quick.
Mm.
Supposedly the way the contract was written out was that if doesn't get the full 20 mil if doesn't go at least 7 rounds. I don't know, these are rumors, I don't know what.
4 rounds, but that it didn't say anything about money. It said that the fight is official after 4 rounds, which I don't really even understand. Does that mean it goes on their records? Like, what does that mean? You know?
Yes, this is the only thing that really could. I don't know. I'm not too familiar with boxing rules. I was definitely let down, but I feel like watching it, like I don't feel like he was winded. Like I don't think he got tired because he fought.
Who didn't get
he didn't do shit coming out of the gate. Tyson, like he didn't even do shit coming out of the gate.
He was
Well,
sweating like he was moving.
No, I'm not saying he wasn't he didn't get winded at all. But I mean, like,
Did you see when Jake actually hit him a couple times? How he was like,
He was wild. He was like confused. He was dazed out for a second, and that
Because-
was the time that I felt like Jake should have pushed. You know.
right? Well, Jake not pushing is one of two things, right? One, he was just nervous that he was gonna get hit with a crazy counter, right? Like he was gonna come running in, and then because he genuinely looked terrified the first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Right? Like Jake looked terrified, but by the 3rd or 4th round, Tyson completely slowed down, and I don't even think he threw a fucking punch. Like, did he didn't even hit Jake.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even think once. There's several videos I saw where he was pulling his punches. Right, exactly, Yanni. I was just saying that. It looked like he pulled his punches a little bit. I'm totally not sure what I saw. I'm not sure what I saw, but I do know that it was the most watched event of our lifetime. Like, how does Netflix crash? Like, Netflix was crashing.
Oh my god, the buffering
That
was
was
so
crazy.
horrible, bro. I fucking hated that shit.
I got lucky. Mine wasn't that bad. I really I had to shut it down and restart it a couple times, but only a couple times, and it got bad. Then it went out. Like then I had to restart it, and then when I turned it back on, it was pretty good. Like I got pretty lucky with it.
The worst
what I
part
hear.
about it for me was I didn't know if it was my internet or not.
You're like, yeah, is this me? Nah, if you
don't
would have
know.
just checked Facebook real quick, you would have found out.
So,
The fights before it were good. I'll give
They
it
were-
that.
Oh, the Serrano
The one that
fight
was on, the one that was on
amazing.
then when we were on the podcast was a good one. I had it up
Yeah.
in the corner, and then the 2 girls was,
They robbed
amazing.
Serrano, bro. They robbed her.
and I do agree that 2 things about that fight. I feel like what was her name, Taylor should have lost more points for the headbutts than she did because it was really obvious. But I also feel like Serrano won without the point. Like I feel like she should have won straight up.
absolutely, I think
Yeah.
so too.
She had more percentage, more hits, like more landing than her. Like she was definitely the
Dude,
better
aside
fighter.
from the gouge in her eye from the headbutt, she was
That's why she
fine.
lost. Like the judges
No,
just saw her leaking, and then I think that's why they judged. They all judged like her like 3 points more. No,
Yeah, unanimous. I
it
think it
was
was
80.
80. I think it was 80, and then 79, 79 on the other two. Or no, was
he,
that? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, what Geek was saying about Tyson. I I wrote this whole thing up, um, that I was gonna post on Facebook, but then I started to think about it a little bit more, and I realized that the fight kind of made me nauseous. I haven't been able to watch anybody talk about it, and usually I'm all over that stuff, right? Like I'm usually after Jake's fights, I go and I watch his podcast where he talks about his fight, right? When he's done with the fight, I talk to the people that he talks, not me talking to them, right? But I listen to the talks where he has with other people. I just do as much listening as I can to get as much information as possible about the event, about the situation, all that shit. I could not listen to any of it. Zero. I haven't been able to rewatch the fight. None of it. I feel like I watched one of my heroes like get taken advantage of. Like that's kind of how it feels for me. So there was a part of me that respected Jake for not pushing him at the end because it was visible to me that Tyson looked like he was gonna fall, right? Like with just a little bit more pressure, he was gonna tumble over,
Yep.
right? That's what it looked like to me. Now, if that is actually what we got, right? If what we got was Mike Tyson knowing in his mind that selling this fight, right? Like getting people to watch this fight is going to be because people want to see Jake Paul get his ass knocked out. And if anybody can do it, it's Mike Tyson, right? Like
Yeah.
the sale of that fight was indescribably brilliant because you want to see Jake Paul fucking get murdered because everybody hates him for the most part, right? Like they hate the character.
Yeah.
But he in himself, right, has gotten very good at boxing. He's not just some
He's
fucking punk anymore. Like
100%. 100%.
he's a fucking beast, man. He's a
That's what I was
fucking
saying. Like that's what I was trying to say before. Like after watching that fight, because I've never watched any of the fights he's done. I did feel like I underestimated him
So
going
wait,
in.
this was the first time that you've seen him
Wow.
fight?
Yeah, this is the first time I watched him fight because I don't care for the character. I don't.
Mm.
Yeah, but for a lot of people, Anderson Silva, you see,
Mm-mm.
uh,
Yeah, I mean, like,
None of the people he went up against really meant anything to me, and also the ease of watching this. I've been a Netflix subscriber for years. I just turned
yeah.
it on. I mean, to not watch it was difficult. You know what I mean? Like it was shitty condition, like you said, and I still sat there and watched it because it, even a shitty condition, it cost me $0. I'm chilling on
Right.
my couch. Like convenience is key. You know,
No,
like it's hard to not watch that.
I agree. Now, here's the other part, right? Is if if Mike Tyson knew that he wasn't going to be able to beat him, but in his mind he was like, all right, this is my Rocky 6 moment. If anybody's familiar with Rocky 6, the movie Rocky Balboa, he is later stages in his life. I think he's 60 years old in the movie. Um he owns a restaurant. He's been retired for a while, and he gets the nerve in him to want to fight just one more time, right? Like he wants to just let one more fight go. He doesn't care about winning. He doesn't care about losing. He just wants to go the distance, kind of like the first movie. In the very first Rocky, Apollo Creed gives him a chance to fight for the title. And he says to his wife, I don't even care about winning. I just want to go the distance. Right? So for me, right, it I can see that for Tyson's side. And I can also see that he has to make everyone believe that he has a chance in the fight. Otherwise, nobody's going to watch it. Right? So
100%.
that all being said, it's the perfect recipe for for pay-per-view sales. And we all got duped. if that's really what it was, right? I don't think that Mike didn't go in there with any intentions of like so here's how it could have went. Going the distance, or let me go out there for 1 or 2 rounds and just try to take this fucking guy's head off, and no matter what happens, happens. Right? Like, he didn't go in there trying to win the fucking fight. Did that look like somebody who was trying to win the fight?
No,
At that
It
point.
didn't,
neither
right?
of them did though. Neither
Very
of them really looked like they were trying to win.
I think it was meant to go the distance. I think regardless,
Why?
it was meant. So that's the one thing, right, that I said before.
Why?
Because
Why?
Jake could have knocked him out. Like I said, fourth, fifth round, I saw him days. And then the last like few rounds that like to me was Mike biting his glove. You guys
He
seen
was
that?
doing
Like
that the whole fight.
He was doing that the whole
I seen
time. Yeah.
that. But I seen that more towards the end of the rounds. You know, where he was more like he
I have
wanted to
my own
knock him out.
philosophy. I
He
have my
wanted,
own philosophy, but
but
it's
knowing in his head that this wasn't
it's the
supposed to. He's supposed to go the whole way. I noticed towards the end he just kept doing it a lot more, bro. Like that shit was sus
the,
as fuck to
the
me.
biting to me,
But
like
what is
the vibe I got was that he was like it feeds that it was rigged.
Why?
And because it felt like he was biting it out of aggression to like control the aggression.
Exactly. To not go
Like when
for
I
the
started
knock.
looking at the videos of him
He
pulling
knows.
punches, when he's like he bit the glove almost every time he got hit. After he got hit, he bit the glove. Where if you watch a lot of the other fights where he gets hit, then that's when he then wants to attack, and he'll do that like lunge forward thing. There was a lot of times he went in for that signature
And then
move set and then just stopped it. It just didn't do it.
So I'm curious, Kyle, as to why you have such a precise number. 88 million? Why do you
But he
why
got
do you
paid 20. I
From
thought it
Jake
was 20
Paul?
mil for the fight,
Yeah,
and Jake
he
got
40. Jake got 40.
40, and
Jake
he got
Jake
20.
got
Tyson got
double
20.
double the amount that
Yo, he did, right? But also, because I don't know this, I feel like this is something you may know. What are Tyson's earnings like from fights in the the
never
80s and
know
'90s?
dollars, I don't think.
That's what I'm saying. So like, it's the most money he's ever made in his life on a fight, and he lost it. It's literally win-win for everybody in that event, right? Everybody got their name advertised for the longest amount of time during the main
It-
event, right? Tyson, like you said, 58 years old. He went 8 full rounds in a match
what I'm
against
saying.
somebody in their prime. Fucking Jake Paul beats Mike Tyson, the greatest to ever do it, and
Like,
both of their pockets are lined.
You know
I think we lost.
the people who have beaten Mike Tyson. Okay, so hold on. How much will Mike Tyson and Jake Paul make from their Netflix flight? Here's what we know. Mike Tyson and Jake Paul are in for a hefty payday. 58-year-old Tyson and 27-year-old Paul. Over 60,000 fans are expected to attend AT&T Stadium in Texas, with millions more expected to tune in on Netflix to watch the showdown. Ticket prices are from $63 to $400 per ticket on Ticketmaster. The highest grossing boxing gate in the history of Texas was $9 million. While the exact amount has not yet officially been revealed, the fight purse for Paul versus Tyson is about $80 million. I'm here to make 40 million and knock out a legend, Paul said during a pre-fight press conference. Tyson, on the other hand, is expected to make around 20 million for the fight. The amount is lower by comparison due to Paul's company MVP working with Netflix to organize the event. Right, all Tyson had to do was train and show up.
Basically. I would have been happy at least with one knockdown. That's all I really wanted from Tyson, man. If I would have got one knockdown, I would have been fine with
Just
the
a
fight.
knockdown, just to see him
Just
hit like.
one knockdown, bro. Like fuck.
And I would have liked to see the knockout, dude. I would have liked to see like this 60.
I mean, I
this
think we
near
all
60-year-old
wanted
man
that.
just fucking did it, but
I think that the entirety of the payout was 80 million. I don't think, because you got to remember, they're not making any money on pay-per-view buys or anything, right? So this is just a cost. That's something that I never really understood about Netflix, right? Like they have subscribers every month, so they have like a reoccurring payment, obviously, which is great, but they're not selling a $60 fight, right? Like this is something that they're doing in hope. Do you think that they made 80 100 million dollars in new subscribers, you know? Like that's
Oh
kind of what I'm saying. They couldn't have, right?
no, because I think most people like, dude, you know how many people are been on Netflix that don't even fucking probably forgot they had access to somebody's account, then just found
So
out.
it's funny the way that they describe it too, because they didn't say that 60 million people tuned in. They said 60 million households, right? So it's like the way that they're saying it too is like there's probably 10 people in a house, right? Like 5 to 6, 7 people watching in each place,
Yeah, different rooms, different houses.
different devices. Yeah. So that fight,
Yeah, because like my
I,
son's on my account, right? And I know he came in the door from work like with it on his phone. Like we had it on the TV and he's on his phone walking through the door.
right. Wow, Bitcoin is at $94,714. That is fucking wild. Unreal. It hurts to look at.
But well, like I said, like they got paid. They packed out the stadium. They brought in money that way. They paid to probably rent it. But they had
There were a lot of boxers too. Like you guys say, the undercards, like they were all better fights compared to that one. So I think
They
that's
were
another
good.
look at it too. Like putting the boxers out there.
The thing is going to be is if Netflix made money and this is good, this was good for them, good for us, because we'll be able to
Because
see more fights come up, and it'll be a lower cost to us to watch these fights.
I mean, the Amanda Serrano Katie Taylor fight, those two fights between them two, she's lost both of them now. Amanda Serrano.
I haven't
She's
seen them.
fucking robbed out
Yeah.
of the. She's also apparently what was it, like 7 weight classes above where she started.
Oh yeah, she had to like go up. Like I think they said it. They were saying the end of the fight.
They robbed her, bro. They robbed her, but like that was boxing. Like they were just going in the middle of the ring, toe to toe, and just going at it.
They went ham.
Even with those hits and being bloody like that, like they were just going at it. I love that fight. That's a fucking boxing fight right there.
Oh, Diani, we were sitting there watching the shit together pretty much. I remember I remember thinking that Serrano was going to get taken out of the fight. I didn't think that that fight was going the distance. When they brought the doctor up to look at that fucking hole in the side of her face,
Oh, that was crazy.
I was like, they're canceling this fight. They're gonna stop this fight right now. There's no way.
They put about half a jar of Vaseline. Shit. Get the fuck back out there.
She got heart though. Like she was taking those hits even after.
Bro,
the
she
headbutt
was
was
still,
unfortunate.
bro, she was still handing them out with her eye like that.
That's what I'm saying. Like she was a warrior.
I was watching the show with my wife. She goes, "You think you could take them?" Fuck no.
Hell no.
Fuck no. Do you see that shit? I was like, fucking one hit, I'm out.
Could you imagine how much that fucking hurts? Like, like getting your dude. My daughter headbutts my fucking eyebrow. My daughter will headbutt me, and I'm like, oh, right? Like fucking, like the most dramatic shit ever. She's just fucking,
Yo, it
that's
hurts, bro.
That's another thing you also gotta think about with boxing, right? Which kind of goes to like the Mike Tyson fight, is that was towards the last round. And I think each minute that round was 12 rounds, 3-minute rounds, right? Like people don't understand how tired you get getting hit round after round, swinging and shit like that, and they just kept going to the last fucking round.
Yeah, every single round all the way through. Even the fight before that, the one that was on when we were doing the podcast.
Oh yeah,
dude, I would catch it out of the corner of my eye. Like those guys would just go ham for like last 30 seconds of the round. Like, you know, they would do their dance and then just start like going all out at the end of the rounds.
That's how I feel like cardio plays a big factor. You know, like you have to have the stamina to
Longevity.
last all those rounds. You know, that was the reason I feel like Mayweather was a great fighter. He never looked tired in his fights.
Never looked tired ever.
Never.
It seemed like he just got better as the rounds went on.
Exactly. While the other person over there is getting winded and shit like that. That shit matters, man. That
Kind
shit
of like
matters.
so I always I've recently been telling myself in my head, right? Like I'm eating better, I'm on the treadmill and shit. Like I need to really focus on my fucking health because God forbid, right? Now really think about this. God forbid you're in a situation where you have to physically defend your family. Okay? God forbid you're in that situation. Now, let's just say you were a prodigy fucking karate master as a kid, right? Like when you were fucking 10, 11, 12, 13, you were just like the man in karate. You know how to fight. You've been in fights, right? Like you're all good. You can handle yourself. But it's been 20 years since then, right? It's been 20 years since then. Somebody comes up to you, young lion, so to speak, right? And he's pressing you, he's testing you. You got your family there, and all of a sudden you're in a fight. How long are you able to fight and defend before you are so winded you are just fucking dead, right? And I want you to really think about this answer, okay? Because I'm gonna be honest about mine, right? If I were to be in that situation right now, I might get 60 seconds, 90 seconds max.
I was about that. I'm giving myself a minute, if that, if that.
You're talking about like just going all out.
I'm saying that you are fighting for your life. I'm saying you're fighting for your life. You're fighting to protect your kids, your family, your wife, whatever the fuck, right? And just think about whatever bad thing that's going to happen if you don't win the fight. Just think about whatever bad thing that is, and then you're in that situation, you have to defend it, because then if you don't, something bad's going to happen, and you're going to have to sit there and fucking watch it because you're exhausted. Just think about that. I have
I
nightmares.
probably would say if I got a minute in, I'd be lucky.
So you don't even think you
I
got?
don't even think I get to the minute. Like a
Not
full force, like struggling for my life. Yeah, I don't think.
The
I
base
know it.
voice. Having a gun is obviously the ideal situation if you're in a situation like that, right? To protect yourself. If you have a weapon, obviously use it. But you don't have a weapon in this situation. Now, say for instance you live in New York and you're a criminal in your past life, like me, right? I've got a felony on my record. I can't have a gun registered to me, a handgun registered to me, right? Like I can't carry a gun around in New York. No chance. Yeah, life and death situations, people lift their cars for sure. I get that. Kids, little, women lift their kids out from underneath cars and all kinds of shit. Like I totally know what you mean. Adrenaline does play a big factor.
Yeah, but I don't know the factors, so that's what I'm giving my. That's the whole point of the conversation. Is
1,000,000%. But I just
I
for
don't know what.
argument's sake, right? For argument's sake, no adrenaline, no fucking, you know, no none of it. Just you get
Health
caught
wise,
off
what does your
guard.
body got? Yeah, well, how much
Yeah,
does your body got till you're gassed?
yeah, how much time does your body got in a fucking situation where you really got to defend yourself? Now, adrenaline does not give you I don't think it does. I don't think it gives you better balance and better reaction time. It doesn't fucking turn you into
No, it's gonna give
um
you like
superhuman, right? No,
the numbing, like the numbing, where you're not feeling
right,
the pain as much because you're too focused on. You're
right,
not gonna run
right.
faster and jump higher though.
No, and I will say that just like Mike Tyson when he got hit, right? You're gonna be fucking right because you're a little bit older, you're a little bit this, you're a little bit that, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we're
so
not talking
unless
about in your prime either. Talking
no, we're
about
not talking about your
after
prime
the
at
prime.
all,
Yeah.
right? We're talking about right now because like I'm not even technically in my prime, even though I am, right? Like 30, 35 to 45, I think, is a man's best
I'm
years.
I'm right in the middle of that, but I'm not in my prime.
It's not even prime like physically, I don't think. Or is it physically? I think it's physically. If you're working out your whole life, I think peak physical, like, I think your
I don't think
peak
it's
physical,
physical form. I think it's physical, like actual strength.
like bare, like brute strength, right?
Yeah,
Like,
like what you can handle, what you can give out, right? But not necessarily going to be like the perfect physique. So, right, you're not going to be maybe cut up to do that, to be
well,
at
maybe
that.
it's
Because
younger.
I think
Maybe it's
about doing
30.
38, your T level, you know, by mid 30s, T levels are gonna start to drop.
I wonder. Yeah.
It doesn't mean you're gonna be any less like stronger. I just think it's gonna makes it harder, more
I wonder what my
physically.
testosterone levels are. I've never gotten them tested or anything. I would love to know. Because
Been
I
a
was
long
just at
time ago.
the pharmacy and I got a paper that I had to bring to my doctor, and it said my age and my weight and all that stuff on it, and I was like, "Ew, ew, what the fuck happened?" I just said it to. I was talking to my mother, man. I was like, I was 20, 20, 17 years ago. How old are you, Clutch?
30,
You're 30.
30. And then like that, even
Ooh,
me
I
being
feel like
younger, I'll give myself a minute, bro.
I've
I'm-
so I met you when you were like 25, 26.
yeah, basically, yeah.
And I was in my 30s already. Fuck.
I feel like my prime was like should be now, but I feel like it was like 30.
Yeah, that's right. Clutch is gonna be 31 tomorrow.
Hey, yes I am. 93,
Live it
baby.
up in
93
your
Chico.
prime, dude. You're in your
I'm
prime.
in I'm in my prime, right? But I'm not. Like that's what I'm saying. I understand this. I give myself a minute. I just had my son's first basketball practice, right? And we had a basketball drill where I'm not moving. They're all in a circle around me and I'm showing them how to dribble. Like I'm just talking in general. And after like the
You're
5 minutes of talking and dribbling, I'm fucking winded. I'm sweating over here. Like that's what I'm talking about. I know it's probably just
right.
a
And
minute for me in a full fight where I'm going all out. Yeah, I know it.
right. So that's what I've been saying to myself about having a young daughter, right? Dude, Daniela's gotta be running around the house now, right?
Oh, everywhere, bro, everywhere. It's
Yeah,
hard to keep up with
running.
her. It's hard to keep up with her at this point.
Bro, I don't even know how to handle shit sometimes. She is just zip, 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 and she's going so fast, so like all day. She just goes, and then like around 7 o'clock, she just fucking stops. It's weird because she can be friggin' losing her mind, nuts playing in the shower. I take her out of the shower, I give her her milk, and like in that 5 minutes where she's getting her milk and getting ready for bed, she just falls to, she just crashes. Um, but she is so all over the place, man, and having to keep that energy is something that is gonna get harder and harder the older I get, right?
It does,
Yeah.
bro. It does. But look at
Right.
me in eight. Like I'm doing physical stuff with him now at this point. So yeah, man, it only gets tough from this
So
point on.
what's it gonna be like at 38, Clutch, when you're fucking right?
I gotta change my
You're
life
like,
around, bro.
first,
I gotta get healthy. I
that's what
gotta
I'm
stop doing
saying.
this stuff. Yep.
I'm 37 years old right now. I got a fucking year and a half year old. It scares me to think like that. I'm an old man with a small child.
I get it.
You know what I
I'm
mean? Like I'm an old
an
man
old man with a small
and I
child.
got a small child. Shut up, Livy.
And
Nobody
you,
nobody's asking about you doing things right over there, okay?
Yo, you know what's crazy?
Nobody wants to hear that.
If
You
I
big
didn't hit the
gotta have you.
if I didn't hit the
over here
reset
with
button,
fucking
I'd be like
toddler.
free over here. At the same age as you, I'd be done.
You would be done. Yeah,
if I didn't hit
exactly.
the reset button.
Bro.
Yep. Yep. Yo, so I was actually telling my
That's
mother about that
crazy.
today. I've got a goddaughter. Her father passed away of a drug overdose years ago. Um, and before that, when we kind of stopped doing drugs and doing crime together, we didn't hang out really as much. It was bad for us, you know. Um, you grow up, you move, all that shit. Anyhow, he had his daughter when he was 19 years old. He's a year older than me. She's 18. Like, I remember having a beer in my hand and holding that kid when I was like 19 years old. You know what I mean? Like, just being I remember thinking, man, I'm the adult right now. This is weird. Right?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm old enough where they trust me
no, the
to
thing
do
is that
this.
I wasn't old enough to be trusted. My best friend was the father of the baby. He was my age. He was only a year older than me.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like anybody trusted us to do
It's not.
anything.
Yeah, it's not like it's. Yeah, you're right.
We were kids with a kid, just like you.
For sure, it was a kid with a kid. That was crazy.
Right. Kids with a kid.
Those were crazy
So,
times.
oh, that's terrible, Livy. I'm so sorry. Anybody who's struggling with sobriety, I feel like there's a couple things that I want to do recently, especially with SP. I want to try and bring like some community things together in terms of like I've been fighting this whole sobriety thing, staying off of dope for 10 years. Staying off of heroin is not easy. Even after 10 years. It's never it never goes away. But I'd like to find all the addicts in SP and maybe do something together. Anybody who like keeps a program or something, I think it'd be fun. But I was also thinking, and I know this is way off track, but it was stuff that I wanted to do. We're trying new videos and shit like that on the socials, like we're trying different things. How many people would be interested in like Snapple fact things about like movies and shit like that? Like, would anybody be interested in stuff like that?
What do you mean?
Like for instance, right? So this is what my plan was, and this is what I was going to talk to you tonight after this clutch. I figure we can just talk now, see what people think.
Sure, let's do it.
People don't know about the Red Hulk, right? Like Captain America: A Brave New World's coming out,
A new one, right? Oh, okay. Okay, I know talk
right?
about
And they introduced the Red Hulk in this one. A lot of people don't have any idea what the Red Hulk is, right?
I
Who
don't.
he is,
that. I didn't
where
even know
he
it was a
comes.
thing, to be honest.
So that's exactly what I'm saying, right? So people don't know about this stuff, where he comes from, who he's about, all that shit. Would it be SP people who did it or just repost? No, it would be me. I've been writing it all day actually. Um yeah, it's true, people don't read, but they don't know what it is. And I figure if we can give like a brief summary of who it is and like show some of the clips that are from the movie, maybe show some of the comic book stuff. I feel like that would be interesting. Like if we did a Streamer's Paradise like Snapple fact. Um but maybe not even Snapple fact because it would be like a movie, maybe it'd be a movie fact, like movie information, something. We'd have to name it something,
That's dope. I kind of like that idea.
right? But it's like
I don't know if I would.
nobody.
I wouldn't. I don't know if I would use the term fact.
Yeah,
Only
but that's what I'm
because
saying. I got to work it
Snapple.
out. I don't know what I'm
Yeah,
gonna call it. It is a fact.
it
It
is.
would be.
But Snap. I don't know if Snapple would be like, yo, what the
I think Snapple would come for us.
fuck?
It
You'd
might.
like to hope they would, wouldn't you? Want to be that big, right?
Actually, yeah. But yeah, I'm thinking I want to do something similar to that, where it's like an explanation of what we can potentially see coming. Because like, like there. I don't want to give it away. I want to just do the social. Let's just give it a shot.
I
Where were
like it.
we before I
I
interrupted with that? I'm sorry.
I like it. I like it. Um, We were talking about
We're
being
just talking
old.
about family and getting older and kids.
Right. Family and being old
Being old.
and having young children and being tired when you fight, right?
Yep, yep.
Tired
Let's go for
just
the
going
fight.
to work.
Tired just right. My daughter is so fucking active, dude. She's so active, bro. She now knows what a picture is. She's not even fucking 2 years old, bro. She's not even 2 years old. She's a year and a half. And I said, put on the hat and say cheese. And she fucking took the hat. She put it on. She cheese. Like,
Oh, that's
there's no
awesome.
shot.
That's awesome. My fucking Daniela, she be walking around with the phone and like she pretends she's talking to somebody. Like she has my phone and shit. She be like, "Hello, how you doing?" Oh my god, that's so adorable.
Holy shit.
Oh man.
And she's so excited, dude. I feel like the Christmas this year is gonna be the best ever. Like I'm so excited for Christmas. I'm just gonna wrap a bunch of nothing. You know what I mean? Just so that way she has stuff to open up.
Oh, she gonna love it this year, bro. She gonna love it. I think that's gonna be more exciting for you too, because like now they have their personality, they're gonna remember stuff in a way, so it's like you're gonna see the actual reaction, and this is fucking priceless, bro. It's fucking priceless.
You're gonna say at 1.5, they're like their personalities are developing, and you're starting to see like the her traits.
Yo,
She gets
she's
from you guys.
so funny. I'm hysterical pretty much every morning, laughing at her bullshit. She's so funny, dude, because so we're getting her off the bink, right? Like we're no more pacifier, no more. I don't know what other people call them, but we call it a bink in our house. Um, so in the morning I take it from her, and she knows now after the last couple of weeks doing it that once I take it from her, that's it until nighttime, right? That's it. No more. Well, until she goes for her nap, and then she gets it at bedtime. But now I take it out of her mouth and she tries to grab it. And if I don't let her get it again, she'll fucking look at me and be like, "Mm," like, "Mm." And I'm like, no, you can't have it. And she's like, ah. But I feel like I'm having a whole conversation with her and she's just, and at me, and she's just yelling at me like she knows. So I was holding
Like,
her.
no.
I got her away from the bank, right? It's like an hour and a half goes by. She needs a diaper. I pick her up and she sees it at the top of my computer. She doesn't like sweetly go, "Can I have it?" Right? Can I anything, right? She sees it and it was just right, perfectly fine. Yeah, I was just like, "What the fuck?"
What just happened?
She's seen it and she just knows she ain't getting it, dude. It's so funny. It's so funny. She puts up the biggest fight over pretty much like only two things.
Oh.
Where I put her, like when she's drinking her bottle, she wants to be in a very specific location. And when I take away her bank. So fucking fun. Also when she's getting in the shower. When she's in the shower and it's time to take her out, fucking Chi taught her to tell me 1 minute. Like, don't no, I'm not done yet. 1 minute. So I come in there to go get her
That's
and
awesome.
she goes,
That's funny.
it's crazy.
Oh man,
It's crazy. She's like,
that's so awesome, bro. Like I said, a mind of their own at this point. A mind of
That's
their
funny.
own. She's in like it gets like not worse. Like I mean, it gets worse because they become more aware and they're gonna
so
become more of a brat in a way. You know, like that's how Daniela is. I'm telling you, she's the
I'm,
same exact way.
I'm trying to teach her how to talk. And in the morning, I sit her on my lap and she sits at me and she looks at me and I go, can you say hi? And she goes, hi. Can you say up? Up. Can you say yeah? Yeah. Right? And then I'll say, "Can you say no?" And she goes,
I do the head thing because sometimes they know that. Yeah.
and she doesn't know how to say no yet, but she knows how to say no like this. So then I say, "Can you say more?" And she goes, like, she knows sign language. She knows some words in sign language, not all words, right? Just some words.
Yeah, we did those
At
things
it,
too, just
bro.
because it's
Keep at
easier
that
for them
shit.
to remember. Actually,
That's
It
awesome.
it's so fucking funny how she just goes in between the two. Like, oh, I can't say that, but I know how to tell you that I want it. It's just, I don't know. It's so cool to watch them grow. And now I find myself looking in my phone at videos of her just 6 months ago, and she was so small. And like, I'm all teary eyed and shit. Like, I'm a fucking giant emotional wreck looking at old videos of my kid, and she's only a year and a half, right? Like, this is gonna be a fucking problem. This is gonna be a problem. I can see her wedding already. Like, it's terrible, man. She's gonna grow up so fast. Ugh.
Gotta
Like,
appreciate the time.
you know what makes me think of it? Like, I feel like I was an adult my entire life, kind of. Like, I've been listening to Eminem forever, right? Haley just got married and just told the world she was pregnant, right?
Yep.
Did you guys were aware of that?
yeah.
I'm aware of
Yep.
that. I'm aware of that. Yeah.
He's gonna be a grandpa and all that shit. I saw this interview with 50 Cent, how he was telling Eminem over the years, like, yo, let's go
I
on
remember that.
tour, man. We'll fucking kill it. We'll kill it. Da 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 da. And
Ain't
he
that
was
what?
like, nah, I don't want to miss, I want to be with Haley. I don't want to miss her childhood and da da da. She's gonna be, whatever. And I guess 50 Cent was at her wedding the other day and had a moment where he was like, damn, this is what the fuck he was talking about. She's grown already. She's married. She's having a kid of her own. Like, this shit is crazy. And I think about it in my head too. Like, I remember listening to Mockingbird when I was like 16 years old, right? Thinking about fucking, Eminem and his relationship with his daughter. It's just nuts that I have my own daughter now. She-
It's crazy because I'm the same age as you. I remember listening to the same shit,
yeah.
same
But
shit
you had a
at
kid.
the same age.
Yeah, but
And
you had
now
a
I
kid.
mean,
Young.
yeah, I had a
You just
kid. Not through mocking. Shortly after.
shortly after. What year did that come out?
I don't know.
96, 97?
I
No,
think
like,
it might have been before I was
2007.
No. I wouldn't know.
2009?
2009. Oh, my kid was born already then. Why does it feel older than that?
It does feel older than that. Oh, 2004.
Doesn't. Okay, so my son was born. 2005.
Yeah.
I
Goes back to
graduated
the
high
whole
school in
thing.
2005
2005
as
was
well.
19 years ago, right?
2005. Yep.
Yep.
I graduated high school and had a child that year.
That's insane.
Gosh, you guys are old, bro. You guys are good.
Fuck
I'm the
you.
baby. I'm the baby here.
You mean
so.
we're old? You can't say shit like that.
2005. I was in fucking middle school still, bro.
In
Yo,
2005. Well, see, the
never-
thing is that in those years, 7 years is a big deal, right? In the teenage years, 7 years is huge. Because if you're 17, if I'm 17 years old, you were 10.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
I wouldn't even have fucked with you. You would have been a little annoying ass kid.
Exactly.
yeah, bro, with your fucking Pokemon cards and shit.
Yeah.
Hold
You would
on.
have
It was
been.
Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh. No.
Nah, Yu-Gi-Oh! I actually, not gonna lie, I actually played Yu-Gi-Oh! When I was like 13, 14. I used to go to but most of my friends didn't know that shit. I had like a small group of friends that we like kind of did that shit.
I'll be lit, Sheikah. I'll be lit. I think what I always tell that where everybody is that when I think when you have kids is like I think you appreciate life more, a lot more. You know, like the little moments that you have right now with their like it's only gonna get more and more with each little thing, bro. Like her first day of school, or daycare that you're about to like go into that situation soon, or like Yeah, every single thing hits, bro. Every single thing.
I'll tell you what hits the worst part for me right now is the genuine fear that I have um with all that's going on in the world, especially right now.
Yep.
Um I'm terrified. Like what do you do and you have a kid? Like you got little kids and some crazy shit goes on.
I
I think it's another
try
reason why I
to.
talk to Lucas so much. Like Lucas is at that age where he's 8, he has a brain, he has an understanding of life. So I try to prepare him for anything, any little thing from like bullies at school, like I feel like that's one of my fears for him. Um, Teachers' reactions, like some teachers could be really assholes. You gotta, I don't know, just so much things in life you gotta prepare them for. It's kind of hard, but I think that's why I already talk to him like every day about everything.
I've always
I
done the
mean, you
same too.
talk
I
to
like told my kid like I always had to try to have the talk before the situation came up, so it was kind of like a you know what to expect when it comes up.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
but a lot of the stuff, man, you can't even really prepare for all of it. It's all different than what we
Different times, man.
different. But I told my son like when it came to bullying, I said, hey, if you ever get bullied, what I want you to do is punch the kid in the fuck. Right?
That's why.
Punch him in the nose. He won't message you anymore. That's that. I was like, you will never be in trouble for that. I was like,
did
if
you
someone is
prepare him if somebody like went and hit him after he so like how, how do you like you can tell your kid okay someone's teasing you hit them if they're fucking with you, you're not gonna get in trouble if you do that. What happens if that kid hits him back after that, like and then all of a sudden they're in a fight that they didn't expect to get into and
I put him well one we used
Mhm.
to like wrestle a lot, fight a lot, but he was in karate from a young age. So he had that like I did that because he was a little troublemaker early on. So I'm in karate for like for discipline like around the house. But the point of the story was like I told him like if like he will never be in trouble for defending himself against the bully. Like I will never, and if he defended one of his friends, never be mad for stepping in that situation. But I did tell him, I said, if I ever find out that you bully someone, I'll come
It's
to
a
the
wrap.
school, and I was like, I'll put you on your ass in front of everybody too.
It's a wrap.
Like that was like pretty much the conversation I had with him when he like in middle school. I don't think it was really like a thing. There wasn't much, but I like in high school, I was like really concerned about. There was a time
what were you concerned about him in high school?
just him getting bullied or bullying someone because like I was part of the bullying crowd. I didn't get bullied. I was part of the crowd and looking once you go like growing up and looking back at it like I feel bad for some of the things I've done or said to people. Like for what? Like to what, Joe? To smile and laugh? Like it's not what you say to people is not worth the like what it does to them is not worth the little giggle get out of it.
I think that's why I
Right,
always try to teach like
But
Lucas
like
respect.
I
I
know,
didn't know that then. It
right,
took me
you
a
don't
long
think
time to
about
learn
that at
that.
all.
Yeah,
I always
took me
try
a
to
long
teach
time.
Lucas at the end of the day, it's all about respect. You don't know what somebody goes through, a kid, their household, how their parents treat them. So that it could be a reason why they're a bully. So like respect
That's
people
no
and be positive. But if you get to a situation where somebody's trying to mess with you, defend yourself.
I
Always,
think
100%,
I think I think that kids shouldn't they don't really know the difference, right? Of not that they don't know the difference. I don't think they understand the lasting damage that it can do. So one thing I've also realized too is that people don't really change, right? Like a kid that's bullying you in school, that dude might still be the same prick that you see in the fucking grocery store, right? Like 20 years later. There's like that shit doesn't go away. I don't
Right.
know, like you don't lose that just because you got older, right? Like you're still a fucking prick. Like those people still genuine, like generally for the most part, will exacerbate those types of issues with people over the years, right? They find weaker people and they use them to make themselves feel better.
I wouldn't
That's
say
the
all
whole.
of them, because I was
Well,
definitely one of them.
so then, what did you do it for?
I don't know. I mean, I wasn't like a serious bully, but like I definitely like fucked with
I think
people and
so. You fucking with people is not the same thing as you finding someone and bullying them to the point where like you knew that you could fuck with this person because they were weaker in some way.
oh no, never that. Just I used to fuck
I
I
with
hate
people.
that.
I
Oh my
ended
god.
up fighting with somebody in junior high. Ended up getting into an argument and a fight with them, and it lasted a couple months. And then the next school year, I saw him sitting at a table all by himself. And I went up to him and I was like, "What's your problem? Like, what's going on with you? Like, what the hell's going on?" And he was like, "My fucking parents are splitting up, and I don't know, I'm just sad or whatever." And I had just moved to a new place, and I was dealing with what I was dealing with, and we ended up becoming the best of friends. And we ended up being friends for years and years after. I still talk to him from time to time, but he's a fucking whack job. Um, he lost the plot. Did you know that if you smoke marijuana, a high potency marijuana, when you're young in the developmental stages of your brain growth and all that, that you can pretty much trigger bipolar and um like I think it's bipolar. What is the? It's not multiple personalities. I forget what it is. It's like schizophrenia, basically. Um,
Schizophrenia has the multiple personalities.
right, but I forget what they call it. It's something. It's not bipolar disorder. It's something else. Um, but yeah, he's one of those people that smoked weed when he was like 12 years old, 13 years old, and then didn't stop. Like smoked it regularly, and he's off the wall now. Like off the wall. Not well.
I didn't know that was the thing.
That's crazy. I
Yeah,
didn't think about that either, to be
actually
honest.
some form of psychosis. Let me see what it's called. High potency THC use linked to
Bipolar sounds like it would be
high potency
almost full.
cannabis use is strongly linked to the risk of developing psychotic disorders such as schizophrenia and paranoia. Yep.
That's correct.
Crazy.
High potency marijuana psychosis. Daily use I forget what they called it exactly.
Started smoking
But
young, but not that young.
yeah, he was young smoking it. I remember being so surprised
Oh
because
shoot.
his mom let him do it. Like his
That's
mom let him smoke weed. She would come in and take a couple hits.
that was my mom, but I was like, wasn't that,
Not my mom, shit.
I wasn't that young either.
Oh,
But
the chocolate and shit. I used to get whipped for that shit.
I once took acid and I was in my mom's I was with my mom like in that house. I was young.
what?
That's his trip with your
Sorry.
mom, bro.
Oh, I thought I was yeah. Like when everybody stopped moving, I thought shit froze for a second. I got you.
All right,
Everybody
so
held the same pose for a second.
sorry. So fucking forget what I was gonna say. I just got thrown off by reading something.
Acid trip
Acid,
in
right.
your
So I
mom's
was
house.
doing acid at my mom's, and I had a bunch of my friends over. We were all doing acid, and my mother didn't bother me. Like I wasn't worried about her bothering me, but she did this night that I took acid. Right? She fucking starts banging on the door, and she would bang on the door, and then she'd yell down, and I'd come out right, and I opened up the door, and I look up into this fucking dark hallway, and she's at the end of this dark hallway up, right? So it's an encapsulated staircase basically, right? And it goes to the kitchen, and when you come down the stairs, you can make a left into the basement or a right into the garage, right? Like that's the way that this looked.